Hello everybody. Welcome to Battle Angel Gully, the game. 10 years later. Wow. So I've been watching this series, and I hope you have, because if you're starting with this episode, you'll probably be lost. But in the very last episode, Gully fought with Zapan, and we used an illegal weapon to, finish him off, and so Gully got on the wanted list from Factory 33, and basically, recruited by some strange organization. And then the game just sort of saved and ended. And now we've jumped 10 years later, and suddenly we're controlling a completely different character here, Fogia. Looks like we have some meal rations in our inventory and not much else, unfortunately. But actually, this character is pretty key in the manga series, being Gully's eventual second romantic interest, and in my opinion, much better than Yugo was. Being a little childish and selfish, Fogia is much more interesting and has more of a sense of justice. And he likes to fight, and he's a warrior, very similar to Gully, so they have a lot in common. But he's a young military guy, and we're on this train, and he's basically here as one of the defense units defending the train. Kind of security. And we challenged this other security guard to a fight. So I'm trying out some of the moves that Fogia has. I know it's a little weird playing this game and suddenly not, using Gully or Alita, as many people are used to it. But they're kind of doing the Metal Gear Solid thing here, where suddenly you're using Raiden instead of Snake. So these guys all work for Factory 33 pretty much, and they're, security guards on the transport trains. Kind of reminds me of Prison 42, whatever that movie was. Prison 52. Can't remember what it's called, where all the inmates had those weird necklace things, and whenever they got far away from the, actual prison, they would explode and kill people. Well, it works similar here. They have these special packs that apparently they can't remove, and with their weapons. And if they get too far away from the train, that means that they're traitors, because they're supposed to protect the train, and the packs will explode and kill them. But yeah, remember, this is 10 years later, so we have a 10-year sudden gap between what happened with Gully in the previous episode, fighting Zapan, and her kind of search for Ido. Remember, she only agreed to help the guy in the last episode. A bigot was his name. She only agreed to help him so that she could survive and hopefully find Ido, who is missing. We still don't know where he is. So that's to catch you up, hopefully. If you haven't been watching this series, I'm going to run up here and walk on the roof of the train for some unknown reason. Boy, this isn't dangerous at all. Railbox. Lovely company name. Yeah, it's kind of interesting suddenly playing as a different character. It's probably not going to be for very long. So we got something here. Oh. Who's that girl? And there's our girl. Jorg, which is that silly other guard, he said, "You better leave that girl alone. Probably not best to not deal with her." Apparently, there's rumors about her. She's a legendary. Everybody calls her the Angel of Death. And anybody that hangs out with her or is getting involved with her at any time is gonna die. So yeah, now our poor Gully is nicknamed the Angel of Death instead of Battle Angel. So of course Fogia doesn't mind. He's gonna come over here and have a chat. We got a nice new body, it looks like. Gully's got her sort of military body this time. But yeah, keep in mind this is 10 years later, so we've had a 10-year gap in the actual story. Fogia sees that she's got this harmonica, and he's like, yeah, when I was a kid, I played the harmonica. He's like, can I try it out? No noise. Actually made Gully laugh a little bit there. Like, oh, wait a second. What the? It's like, when I was a kid, I could do this really good. So Gully's laughing at him, like, what the heck is with you? Oh, it's funny, huh? So apparently, you know, since his childhood, he lost his harmonica playing skills. And it looks like we're heading to Farm 22. So we're out of the main city, Scrap Iron City, if you remember where Zalem is located. Heading on a transport train. So the characters introducing themselves here. And Fogia is asking her, like, they're calling you the Angel of Death. He's like, what is that all about? And of course, she doesn't say anything. It's like, you work for the factory, right? And she doesn't say anything. He's wondering why she's just suddenly quiet. And she's still quiet. And she just suddenly says, you shouldn't get involved with me at all. You'll probably die soon if you're around me. Boy, I really feel sorry for Gully if that's like kind of the feeling she has now, the attitude, like everybody around her dies, but I mean that is kind of what happens, sadly. And now she's talking to somebody on her little microphone. This is G1. And Foggy is wondering, what in the world, you know, who are you talking to? Of course, she's talking to Bigot with her radio. And she gets a warning that the terrorist group called Barjack is up ahead and they're trying to sabotage the track. Apparently Gully is also here protecting the train. So yeah, there are resistance groups, you know, against the factory and against Zalem. So Gully is telling a Dekkiman, who apparently is driving the train, to put the brakes on. Boy, that Dekkiman is everywhere, but yeah, it doesn't look like we can stop in time. And the trap on the track is coming up. Gully says, no, we're not going to make it. Get down. Whew, derailment. So yeah, you have this kind of terrorist cell. I mean, not terrorist, but, you know, they're against the factory, so maybe they're the good guys, since, I don't know, the factory is pretty sleazy, and of course the factory answers to Zalem, so yeah, maybe Barjack is the good guys. They're the kind of rebellion group, but at the moment we're kind of on the side of the factory, so we have a Barjack person here. So they set up this ambush. Maybe to steal the supplies, or Seems like if we're going out to Farm 22, the train's gonna go pick up some supplies. And apparently Foggia's gun is not working. This is supposed to be an automatic sort of shoulder rifle, kind of like what the Predator uses. He's calling it a rent-a-gun, which makes it sound like a super cheesy gun. So Foggia keeps saying he's really good with hand-to-hand combat against cyborgs. Once again, he's 100% human. But he's toned himself so that he's really good fighting hand-to-hand combat with cyborgs. You know, he sort of knows their weaknesses, knows their metallic limitations. Uh-oh. Now we have more warnings. Without the protector. Remember, he has to stay with the train. And if he gets too far away from the train, I guess the engine maybe is where the... or maybe it's in the back, I don't know. Wherever the, you know, transmitter is, I guess I should say. The transmitter for his backpack to, you know if he's a traitor or not, if he abandons his post. So apparently that warning message was, I'm too far away from the transmitter, and so the pack is going to explode. Another Decky man there. I like the variety in this game. I'm surprised. Like, yeah, let's mix it up. We use a different character. We have a completely different kind of environment to explore now, and got a wrecked train. And we got a countdown timer on us, or else our backpack is going to explode. Since we were kind of thrown from the train, I guess we need to get to the front of the train. Got all these gun cars around. It's kind of cool. And Foggia is mentioning that the God of Death probably took these guys out. So Gully's been killing some of these barjack resistance fighters as well. So just trying to get used to his attacks here. Punch you, yeah. Feels like Guile for some reason. Especially with that kick attack he has. Oh yeah, that's totally a Guile move that he stole. Not bad, Foggia, for a human. So yeah, there's kind of panic music going here because I'm supposed to... I don't really see a timer. I don't know if I take too much time here, if I'll get killed or something. And also, apparently the backpack can't be removed. Ugh, shooting me in the back, huh? Ouch. It's one of those things, you try to remove the backpack, it also explodes, so why would you even want to work for the factory? It's like a life of endless servitude. And if you try to be a deserter, you are killed for it. Foggy is impressed with Gurul's strength. Wow, did Gully do all this? I don't know, man. I've killed just as many guards as Gully has so far. Feels like. It's like, oh, it stopped. So the alarm on his suit stopped. So we're close enough to the transmitter that it won't kill us. Alright, we got one of the barjack leader type characters called Knucklehead. What a great name. I don't know if like the author was just joking or what, but yeah, let's call the terrorist leader, one of the terrorist leaders, Knucklehead. It's like, well, that sets up tons of jokes that we could easily pull on him and insult him. Kind of afraid we're going to be facing a lot of enemies with guns now that can shoot at range. And Foggy is more of a hand-to-hand combat kind of person. I'm honestly not sure when we're going to be using Gully again. But maybe for this chapter, it's going to be Foggia for a little different taste. And then in the next chapter, we'll be back to Gully, I hope. But I'm very interested to see what's happened in this 10-year period. Alright, mini-boss time, it looks like. I should probably eat one of these, maybe. Consomme. Kind of like rations. Alright, Knucklehead. Bring it on. Haha, what a knucklehead. I love that kick move. Does a lot of damage too. I can't do much range though. Apparently I can block bullets though. Hey, that guy was a pushover. What do you think of that? His cyber combat abilities. Wow, Knucklehead's still standing up. Kono Knucklehead-sama. Using sama in his own name. Typical Japanese stupid villain talk. Oh, hey, you can jump too. So all the controls are, similar to Gully's. It's just I don't have plasma attacks and I don't really have any projectile things. Oh, there's Jorg. Help me! So he's the sort of bald, kind of weak volunteer guy. I guess he volunteered for this job and he's not really cut out for it. Seems he wounded his leg a little bit. Foggy is, I'll save you now. Can you walk? Itayo, it hurts. Come on, man. Man up. Oh, there's some of the other guards that were train guards. As you can see by their vest, but they're kind of cyborgs. And apparently the nuclear reactor on the train is going critical. So we have to get away from the train. But getting away from the train, there's a meltdown. Means, the packs are going to explode. So now we're in a bind here. If you run away from the train, the pack explodes because you're a traitor. But the train is going to have a meltdown here, a nuclear meltdown. Apparently uses a nuclear reactor for the power. In the future, of course, everything's nuclear. It's just the safest way, right? So basically we're screwed. If we run away from the train, it blows up. If we stay near the train, we are nuclear fodder. Come on, Dekiman. You gotta fix this for us. I just realized Dekiman, has this... Not only, I mentioned, he has this weird human-like face that they stuck on there with the one single human hand. He's also got these 4, human-looking feet on his legs. They even have toes. It's like, what is with that? That is just so creepy. It's like, let's make this robot, but we'll put all these sort of human prosthetics on it. poor Yorg. I don't want to die. He just lays down. Foggy is this not give up kind of guy. Oh, it's Gully to the rescue, right? Dekimon says it's hopeless. He can't turn their packs off, can't get them off, and the train is going to go into nuclear meltdown, so yep, we're all screwed. That's what it means to be near the Angel of Death, I guess. Oh, hey, what? Somehow Gully was able to dismantle it and take it off. So Gully can also dismantle bombs, apparently. Just like I mentioned, it's like, this is what it means, the Angel of Death. If you're around me, you're probably not going to live very long. So somehow Gully was able to dismantle the packs without them exploding. Whoa, and we got away from the train as it went into nuclear meltdown. Yeah, we're way out here in the wasteland now, out from Scrap Iron City, which in the last episode was completely destroyed pretty much by Zapan anyway. So this is what's left of planet Earth. Kind of a desolate wasteland with a bunch of farms, I guess. Small farms out in the middle, because they said Farm 22 and mentioned Farm 21, so I'm guessing these farms are going to come into the story, or part of the story is going to take place on one of these farms out here. I wonder what they grow. I wonder what kind of vegetables they grow. So yeah, once again, I'm, sorry, but I'm cutting a lot of the dialogue. This game has a lot of story, based on a manga, so of course you've got a lot of story dialogue. But I'm trying to cut as much of the pointless story sections as possible and, get to the action. And then just trying to kind of summarize for you guys what the story is and what's going on. So you can actually enjoy the actual story. But if you want a better, more exciting version than mine, just read the manga yourself. It's probably a lot more exciting than my dialogue. And here Foggy is going to show his strength off by popping the top off of like a ration thing or something. Trying to impress Gully here. In the scene, Gully was talking to a bigot with her remote thing, talking about what happened to the train and everything, and that they're going to head after these barjack terrorists. And of course, since the beginning, you noticed Gully was kind of intrigued with Fogia. He made her laugh by trying to play the harmonica, and he wasn't doing it very good, and so she's actually kind of intrigued by him, which is why he eventually becomes her second love interest. And he's, saying how tough he is, and he wants to show off his cyborg abilities. So we're gonna do the stupid thing here and challenge Gully. Yeah, I knew that'd be stupid. You're strong. Gully laughs. What's wrong? It's like, that was nothing. And now I'm ready for the real one. Yeah, now I'm serious. I won't lose this time. Well, I tried to jump on her so she wouldn't kick me. So Gully says, haha, what do you think? Giving up already? It's like, never! I'll never give up! I'm way stronger than that. So this is why Gully is, kind of impressed with Fogia. Well, I tried. I honestly tried. Gully's like, come on, just stay down. And she's surprised. He's like, this guy just won't die. And I passed out. Huh. What an interesting guy. Fogya ga hen na yatsu. That's sort of Gully's flag. She even said the same thing about Yugo. Hen na yatsu. What a strange person. What a mysterious person. She seems to always be fascinated by these odd people. She's being called by this guy again. G1, are you enjoying yourself? Mane. Yep. I'm sort of having fun. I'm with these sort of idiots. But it's still kind of fun. You know, it's really interesting. I looked at a page in the manga, and Bigot calls, Gully A1 in the English version of the manga because, of course, she's renamed Alita. So her code name had to be changed. Since her name was changed to Alita, her code name is A1. And, Bigot, he's talking here, he doesn't actually use the name. But in the original manga, of course, her call sign is G1 for Gully 1. So once again, by name changing a character, you have to change everything else that's associated with it. So instead of her call sign being G1, it was changed to A1, which I found kind of interesting. But here in the game, she's referred to as G1. Gully 1. Bigot never calls her by her actual name. And remember, Bigot's got her on this mission to find Desti Nova, or Vesti Nova. And remember, that was kind of Gully's goal all along. She's trying to find Nova and Ido. Since Nova kind of used her, and Nova also did something to Ido, who knows. So this is Bigot from the last episode, and apparently he's hiding out in Zapan, or not Zapan, he's hiding out in Zalem. Too many names to keep track of here. From what I've read from the manga for this story, it gets to be really complicated, so, I'll be summarizing quite a bit. Bigot is warning Gully here that there's a serious storm approaching her area that was started off by the nuclear explosion from the train. Remember, the train that derailed had the nuclear blast, and that messed with the weather. So there's this kind of serious storm that formed because of the nuclear blast, and it's heading their way. That's kind of what that conversation was. So we wake up here as Fogya, totally beaten by Gully. And according to Jorg, she just took off. It's like, how dare she? Gully ran away. Yeah, like you could have won anyway. And of course realizes that this, it's a Tatsumaki. Sort of a typhoon, a twister, basically. So we have this sort of nuclear fallout twister coming at us. What should we do, Fogya? Boy, this Jorg guy is a real coward. Fogya still seems to be level-headed. He's like, boy, I'm just unlucky. What's going on today? We have the train wreck, the explosion, and now a tornado's coming at us. Talk about unlucky. That's what happens when you're with the Angel of Death. Well, hey, Gully did come back for them. She's like, hurry, get on. It's like, I don't need any help from you. We don't need you to save me. Jorg is trying to convince Fogya. Since Jorg himself is pretty weak and he can't run very much, Gully's just calling them fools. Just, hurry and get on. Forget your pride. So Bigot's upset, saying she was supposed to abandon them and follow orders. But Gully says, Bigot, these are not people from Zalem, and they're still valuable. Up until now, I've, put up with you, but from today, screw you. You're cozy up there in your Zalem room, being all cozy and comfortable while we suffer down here. So yeah, Gully's basically been planning to rebel against Bigot this whole time. The only reason she, agreed to work with him was, to avoid her being killed, to get the new body, and to find Ito and Nova, of course. So now Gully's pretty much, screw you, Bigot. I don't care about you. She was planning this the whole time, of course. And she's going to do her own thing. G1! So Bigot's pretty upset that now she's ignoring him. She's going AWOL, basically. And she's going to do her own thing. That's what makes Gully awesome. Although I expect her to play along a little bit more. But anyway, alright guys, I'm going to pause the video here, and in the next episode we'll continue our story with Fogia here. And we'll see how long this goes before we get back to using Gully. So stay tuned as this exciting story unfolds. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all on the next one.